Hi, I'm Nicola Cairncross.
Hi, hello, hey, hi.
I'm going to talk to you about success. Yes. Well, hi everyone, it's Nicola here and it's episode 3 of the Clicks and Leads of ezine, and I just wanted to welcome you. Thank you very much for watching again, and tell you a little bit about my week and what you've got to look forward to in this ezine. It's been a mixed week this week. I've had some amazing things happen and I've also had some not great things happen, which I'm going to talk a bit more about in the middle section. But some of the incredible things that have happened have been, basically I've been featured in a book called The Solopreneur Show, and it's the transcriptions of podcast interviews by Anthony Tilley, and I'm going to talk more about him in the middle section too. But the book has gone to it's in the top 3 in the UK and US and a couple of other countries, Australia I think, and it's just going crazy, and I'm the first interview in that book, and you can get it on Kindle I think for free right now. So just go over to amazon.com or amazon.co.uk and put in The Solopreneur Show and you can get the Kindle version for free. And when I was reading it back, I mean, I didn't actually think that it'd been a particularly wonderful interview. It went on, it was an hour long, and we talked a lot about the psychological stuff of being an entrepreneur rather than the sort of what I actually did in terms of technology and things. So we talked for about an hour, and I didn't really go into much about the actual tactics and tools and things like that. We talked a lot about the psychological aspect of being an entrepreneur, and I'm pretty sure that's why the book's doing so well, because every single interviewee did the same, and they are fascinating listens. You can go and listen to them on Anthony's podcast, and they're fascinating reads too. So I think that's why the book's doing so well, because it's all about what's going on up here most of the time. So the other thing that's happened is I've just heard from the Evening Argus that my piece about my app is going to be featured on Tuesday. So I'm very excited about that. So as you see this ezine, it'll be the end of the week in which the Argus was out. So try and get a copy of Tuesday if you can. And I will also post links to it on my personal profile on Facebook and my blog at nicolacairncross.com/blog, and also my Nicola Cairncross page, because that'll be a nice little article, I think. What else has happened? I've been drone flying this week. Oh my god, it's not as easy as it looks, I tell you. When you watch Casey Neistat videos, he makes it look effortless. I spent a good hour mucking about trying to get the thing off the ground in the first place, and then Sarah came back and I got started trying to get it just to rise and hover. And the reason for this is because I wanted to take drone photography shots of this fabulous area for you, but I think it's going to take a little bit longer to get the hang of it than I thought it was going to, but it's great fun and all the neighbours want to play, so that's really good too. So it's a great way of getting to know people. What else happened? We went on a little walkabout down a secret route that we take to the supermarket, so you'll see that in this week's ezine. And we also went up to visit Bar 360, which is really an unexpectedly cool bar in the middle of a rural Greek village. It's very funny because it's so different, and we like it up there. It's very good. Okay, so the terrible thing that's happened this week is that Facebook ads have disabled my ad account. Now, as you can imagine, for someone who runs Facebook ads for clients, they're not affected, thank goodness. But someone who runs Facebook ads for themselves and who it's a central pillar of my traffic getting strategy nowadays, it's really quite a disaster area. And the worst thing is I've got no idea what I've done. The only 2 things that have changed in the last 4 years since I started running Facebook ads is that I moved to Greece, but theoretically you should be able to run your ads from anywhere in the world. And the other thing I've done is I advertise my new app using their campaigns optimized for app installs. So my developer set it all up right. He integrated it with developer Facebook tools. We did everything right as far as we know. I don't make unsubstantiated claims. It's a free app, so it's not like I'm trying to sell people anything, and I just cannot understand why my account has been disabled. It's horrendous because you don't get to talk to anyone. You send in a contact form to say, I appeal, these are the reasons I think, and they just keep sending you back canned responses. It's absolutely draconian in its inflexibility. I'm up to about the 20th or 21st email contact, and George from Facebook ad support just keeps parroting the same canned phrase to me over and over again. It's the most frustrating thing. And not only am I facing not being able to get paid traffic subject to my offers now, but it's really affecting me in terms of it's making me feel very frustrated. It just seems so unfair, and unfairness is something that I absolutely cannot bear. So don't worry, I'm not taking this lying down. Zuckerberg's just put a letter up about the whole unfairness of what's going on in America right now, and I've left a comment to say that his ads department isn't far off behaving in a similar way. So we'll see if that gets any response, and if not, then I'm going to start picking out the emails I've sent and the replies I've received, and I'm just going to put them on one long blog post on my blog, just because I'm getting to the stage where I'm just getting crosser and crosser and crosser. But what I'm trying to do is not let it affect me the rest of the time. I'm trying to take what action I can in the minute and then move on and try to get rid of those feelings of frustration and powerlessness that I'm feeling, so that I can crack on with my day-to-day work. One of the things that I've done this week also is to release the new rewrite of Science of Getting Rich, which I've called Science of Getting Rich Online, and it's previously been available free from my website, but it's about to go live on Amazon and Kindle, and I did it in an afternoon. It was astonishingly easy. I used CreateSpace, so if you're a writer or an author and you've got a book sitting on your shelf that you haven't actually done anything with yet, I urge you to go to createspace.com and you'll be astonished how easy and quick and completely free it is to put a book up on Amazon. You actually use the CreateSpace platform to make the paperback, and then it just says, would you like to put this book on Kindle, and you just follow the instructions and off you go. Really fantastic. So there you go. I'm going to get over the Facebook thing. I'm going to keep ploughing on. I've got plan B and plan C ready, don't you worry, because I will not let it stop me. You know, if I have to get traffic somewhere else, I'll get traffic somewhere else, but I'm also going to continue appealing the decision. Facebook, you've been warned. So one of the first questions I get asked by people who are just getting started online is, well, what do I sell? And if you don't have an actual product that you've created or invented or something, you know, that you love to make, then you can feel a little bit overwhelmed with the choice of things that you can do to make money online. You know, you've got to have something to sell. That's one of the sort of basic things, and it's actually one of the things that I come across most often people don't have. So if you don't have something to sell yourself, what are the kind of things that you can sell? Well, it's got to be a product, a service, or an information product. One of the three, really. And if you've got an expertise or a service yourself, then that's the first thing you can sell online. And it's amazing how many people we meet, even here in Greece. You know, they're out here, they'd quite like to get a little job, and they think in terms of, you know, minimum wage kind of jobs, which actually the market for that is saturated. There's so many people here looking for cheap work, you know, work, and will work cheap. So I always start by asking them, you know, what do they do before? What do they do at home? And often you find that people have got an expertise that could be outsourced. They could actually position themselves as an outsourced person. For example, we met someone the other day who's got an forensic accountancy skills. And I know that there are accountancy firms out there who work completely remotely, who are looking for skilled people to do accounts for their clients around the world. And they hire in the UK because the people there know about the UK account system. They hire in the US and Australia because they know that the people there know about those account systems. So you might have some expertise or a specialty or something you've done that other people, or something you've experienced. You know, there's someone else I know who is selling themselves as a consultant to help people who've got a family member who's just gone into intensive care. This person is extremely skilled in the health service. He's run intensive care departments and all sorts. So he is actually helping people who are overwhelmed and confused and frightened, and they don't know how to deal with the health professionals that are looking after their loved ones. So that's the expertise or specialty or whatever you can sell yourself. If you're passionate about something, for example, could also, I had a bank manager who was really into badminton, and his sons played badminton, and he was the badminton coach for the area, and he used to buy badminton shuttlecocks wholesale and then break them down into smaller parcels and sell them to the friends and family of the kids he was coaching. Well, that could have gone a lot bigger. He could have done that on a nationwide basis or even on a global basis, because he knew that parents didn't want to buy 100 shuttlecocks at a time. They preferred to buy 10 or 20, and he could have been breaking them down in bigger packages, in smaller packages, in his garage, and getting his sons to earn their keep by passing them up and sending them off to the people who've ordered them on the website. So that's another thing. Think about your hobbies and expertises. Think about your hobbies and the things you love to do, and see if there's any way that you can help other people with the same interests and hobbies that you have. The next way to make money online is by selling other people's products or services, in fact. And a lot of people have what they call affiliate schemes. And one of the things that I recommend to people who don't have their own products and services is to get started by selling affiliate products and services. Now, the things you're looking out for in an affiliate product or service is something that is made by somebody reputable. Don't just go off to ClickBank or JVZoo and just try and sell the first thing you see there. It's always a good idea to buy or experience the affiliate product that you're thinking of recommending. I always recommend anyone who wants to get into affiliate marketing to work with my friend Sarah, and if you go to nicolacairncross.com/star-bb, that's STAAR-BB, then you will get some free videos that teach you the very basics of how affiliate marketing works, and then you can go on to confidently work with Sarah, because she really looks after people, and she also provides them with products to sell at the end of it, and they are her products, so I know that they're really good quality. I have no hesitation in recommending Sarah to you, and I know that she looks after the people I send her. So the final option is to sell other people's expertise, and there's a fantastic, I mentioned Anthony in my introduction, and he's just done the most fantastic product launch I've ever seen, and it's all based around other people's expertise. First of all, he set up a podcast and he started interviewing the experts he knew. He took the audio, in fact he did all of the podcast recording on video, so he then took the audio from the video, he edited out the first 20-25 minutes or so, and he made it into a podcast. Then he created a private Facebook group and he put the uncut versions of the interviews into the private Facebook group. So anyone who was listening to the podcast who wanted to hear the rest of the interview would come to the private Facebook group completely free, and then they would join and they would get access to all of the other interviews, the uncut versions. The next thing Anthony did, which none of us knew, I was interviewee number one, and none of us had a clue about his plan. Then the next thing he did was he made a private membership site and he put in the uncut versions of the interviews, and then he picked 3 things out of each of the interviewees' transcriptions, and he elaborated on it. So for example, I talked about journaling and the benefit of journaling. I've been journaling quite a lot this week about Facebook ads, just to get it all out of my head and all the emotion out of my body and onto a page where I can just brain dump it, and it helps enormously. So he then took 3 of the things, one of them was journaling, and he basically gave 3 great lessons around the stuff that I'd shared in my interview, and he did that for each of his interviewees so far. The other thing he's done is he's taken the transcriptions of the interviews, and that's where you send it off to rev.com, and for $1 a minute you can get your audio or video transcribed, and he's turned it into a book. And I talked earlier about getting my book onto createspace.com, and I was entirely inspired by Anthony's actions there, because I had that book sitting around that was just being given away, and yeah, it was bringing me a little bit of traffic and a few opt-ins, but it could have been on Amazon selling for the last 6 months. So I was so inspired by Anthony's actions, and his book's gone to number 3, I think, in the US. It might even be number 1 in Australia. I think it's gone to number 1, if not, it's in the top 3 in the UK as we speak. So, and he's making money because it's making, although it's being given away on Kindle for free, I think it's selling on paperback for the usual kind of paperback prices, and some people will be choosing the paperback option. So what else has he done? I've just got a little list here because he's very handily outlined everything he's done in his private Facebook group. So, he created a YouTube channel because he recorded the podcast interviews in video. He was then able to upload the edited version of the videos onto YouTube with a call to action to come and join the Facebook group to get the uncut version. So that was genius in itself. He's got a website, so obviously he's getting lots of search engine traffic, and he'll be putting show notes on that, which also also brings traffic. He's set up an Instagram, Twitter and Facebook page for the show, and he's promoted and posting like he says like he's never done before. And the benefit of this is he's focusing on just one thing. Yes, he's doing lots of different things around that one thing, but he's focusing on just one thing called the Solopreneur Show. What else has he done? He's taken 1 hour of video chat with people like me and lots of other experts, and he's even landed Robert Kiyosaki. God knows how he's done that. That's just astonishing. And he's taken 1 hour of chat with everyone and he's leveraged it in so many different ways. He's created products for sale on Amazon. He's created a fantastic community which is like full of ambassadors like me that are doing his marketing for him now, and he's also created a low-cost recurring income membership site. I've got to tell you, Anthony, you've blown me away with the action you've taken. And he said he just started in November, standing start in November. He's just gone for it. Talk about the epitome of hustle. Well done. So, if Anthony could do that since November, and if I can get a book onto CreateSpace and Kindle in an afternoon, or Saturday afternoon, it took me 2 hours and then a further 1 hour in the middle of the night when I woke up and found an email from Kindle saying, did I want my book to go live? It really is that quick, and it was totally free. So, have you got any excuses now because you haven't got anything to sell? I don't think so. And finally, I've come out on the balcony just to give Phoebe one of those wind-blowing hair shots she loves so much. And just to tell you what's on the podcast and the blog this week. On the podcast, we discuss how to find the perfect VA. Does such a creature exist? Are they like unicorns and impossible to find? Or can you actually put together a team of perfect VAs who are all coordinated by one perfect VA? On the blog, there is a digital marketing challenge number 6, where I talk about social media overwhelm. And these are all coming from survey responses, so they're real issues that people are experiencing. That's a new series I started over on the blog. We've got obviously episode 2 and episode 1 of the Vzine, if you've missed those. Digital marketing challenge number 5 was being a newbie and challenged by all the tech. Digital marketing challenge number 4, which is how to get seen and heard as a business online. Digital marketing challenge number 3 was finding the right agency. If you want to outsource it all, how do you go about that? Number 2 was how to market yourself online if you've got a dull business to business training agency. Now, I didn't use those words, the person answering the survey did, so they think their business is dull, so they want to know how to either move away from that or how to market a dull business online. And we started the digital marketing challenge with number 1, which was how to know what's most effective when marketing your business online. So probably start there. Just scroll down on nicolacairncross.com/blog and you'll see it. You'll see all the posts listed there. And we also talk about business partnerships, how much to give away, how to structure a partnership for success. I've had a few, some successful, some not so. So we talk about actually having been in the trenches with that one, and also what's perceived best practice. Hope you enjoyed the Vzine this week, and we'll see you next week. Bye!